Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Rocket City Yardstead. Today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to sit here and chat. Um, I know a whole lot of you found me because of the rotisserie chicken canning video, but the truth is, I am probably just as much of a gardening channel as I am a cooking channel. We do a lot of gardening, we do a lot of harvesting and preserving from the garden. And so we're getting into gardening season here. Next week is supposed to be beautiful again. And so my plan is to get out and amend my garden beds and get the whole thing planted with my spring vegetables. So I hope you guys will come along for that. I think if you like to preserve food, it's not a far off thing to be into gardening as well. So this is going to be my biggest spring garden ever, and I'm very excited about it. I'm planting some new things to me. But in the past, I've sort of had to rein myself in on the spring garden a little bit, just because I have to plant the spring garden and the summer garden in the same place. And there are things where I live anyway that you can plant too late. Cucumbers, you can absolutely plant too late. They really don't like it once we get up into the 90s. The tomatoes can be put in the ground too late. I had a year where my tomatoes went in later than I really would have liked for them to. And by the time they started putting flowers on, we were in the mid 90s and they were just dropping all of their blossoms because tomatoes don't set fruit at that height. Their flowers actually become sterile. But all of that means I've had to be really conscientious about what I'm planting if I want to be able to put the next thing in. And so we have been having some discussions around my house about the fact that we don't really have enough space to grow all of the things we want. And we made some big purchases over this President's Day weekend when there were so many sales going on. And we're going to be expanding our raised bed garden. And so that's going to give me the freedom to plant a bigger spring garden. And if you guys stick around, come along for the adventure. It's going to be a lot of work here in the next month or so. We are honestly, I think, about doubling our raised garden space, and we also got a greenhouse. um, we ordered it online, so I'm not sure exactly when it's going to come, but my mom is very excited about it. It's the greenhouse. She's been talking about this greenhouse for a couple of years, actually. It's adorable. It's got a pergola on the front. We'll probably hang some flowering baskets hanging from that. But yeah, it's going to be crazy. But all of that to say, I have a whole bunch of seeds here in my lap that I thought we could look at and talk about what's going to go in my spring garden. The first thing I've got is rutabagas. We are growing two varieties of rutabagas. We have one called Laurentian, I think is how you say it. I don't know how this is going to come through on the camera, but I will look up a picture of this if I need to and put it on the screen, and I'll do that for the other seeds. But this is that very classic rutabaga you'd see at the grocery store that's got the purple tops on them. And so they seemed like a no-brainer to grow because we eat the ones from the grocery store quite a bit. And then I'm also going to try a Navone yellow. I've been wanting to try these, and I've just never had open garden space at the right time. So we're going to get those going. So we're going to get those in our garden and see how we like them. A lot of times when you buy rutabagas at the grocery store, they're actually overgrown rutabagas, and they can be kind of woody and tough. And if you get a smaller rutabaga, they're much creamier. They make fantastic mash. And so I'm very excited to be growing them myself and be able to harvest them at the right time. The next thing we're going to grow after the rutabagas is radishes. I love radishes. I love roasted radishes. I love just radishes in a salad. We eat a lot of salads in the spring. And so we're going to grow, goodness, several varieties. So my mom actually asked me about these today, and I did have some seeds still. So we're going to grow icicle radishes. I have a pack that's called Garden Party. They're just a whole bunch of mixed radishes, but they're beautiful different colors. There's pink and red and like a deep purple. We're gonna grow black Spanish radishes. I just think they're kind of cool with the black skin and then they're white inside. So that one's kind of a novelty just because I like the black skin. We're gonna grow China rose radishes, giant of Sicily radishes. These say they're supposed to get 2 inches round, so these would be fantastic for roasting. That's my goal with these. We're gonna grow Japanese wasabi radishes. These I got when I actually went to Baker Creek last summer. I was so excited about them when they were the free seed that was available. And then finally, Chinese red meat radishes, often called watermelon radishes. We've grown these before and we really, really like them. So here's hoping that all of our radishes come out really good this year. I've had some problems in the past where my radishes were actually just really small. They would not grow large. So I'm hoping we'll see how it goes. Next category is lettuce. So this picture is not great, but this is a freckled romaine. I think it's really cute, which is a weird thing to say about a lettuce, but I do. I enjoy the aesthetics of it. It's green. It's like a limey kind of green with red speckles all over it. And I just think it's really pretty. Butter crunch lettuce. If you like bib buttery lettuces, this is hard to go wrong with. Merlot. Last year we got one of those like mescaline type mixes. Maybe that's not the right word. It had a whole bunch of different lettuces in it, and you planted it for baby greens. And there were several red curly lettuces in it, and it turned out we really loved those. So I got several of those. Next, we have baby spinach. I actually have 3 packs of that right here. This is my favorite spinach to grow. I've tried some others and I just didn't care for the flavor as much. The baby spinach is fantastic. We have slowable loose leaf lettuce. I learned last year in general, I really like the lettuces that are kind of curly. I feel like they hold on to salad dressing really well. And so I got a lot of those. We have red sales leaf, new to me, but it's beautiful, and I think we're going to enjoy it. Prize head lettuce, bib butterhead lettuce. Goodness, you guys, I don't know if I can say this word. Forellenschluss. It is very much like the speckled romaine, and its name actually means speckled like a trout, which I find really hilarious. But I've had this before and it's really good. In addition to the lettuce and the spinach, we are also going to grow 2 varieties of kale. I can't find the seed pack for one, and I think my cat might have gotten up on the table and made off with one of them. So I'm going to have to do some looking around and see if I can find it. But we are going to grow red Russian kale, and we're going to grow, it's called like Vates. I can't remember. It's a curly kale and it's my mom's favorite. So that's really important. Next on the list, we are going to try growing celery for the first time. I have never grown celery. I actually might be a little late on getting this started, but we're still going to give it a try. This is one I need to start inside. But we eat a lot of celery in our house and we should have it in our garden. So we're going to try. I am going to grow more peas this year than I ever had, and I hope I don't regret it. But we love snow peas and sugar snap peas, and we're big fans of shelling peas, but we've never grown them before. So we're going to give it a try this year and see how it goes. But I had forgotten actually that I bought some shelling pea seeds last year. So we're going to try those. They are called green arrow peas, and they are supposed to have 9 to 11 peas in a pod when they're mature. So that sounds pretty good to me. And then I bought this other variety called Lincoln because it said that they do well in warmer weather. And I live in Alabama, so that seemed like it would be a good match for me. I will bring you guys along and you will see how that goes. I have a snow pea called Carnauba de Massane. I am guessing I'm butchering that name, but it's beautiful. It has the most gorgeous flowers and it's a delicious snow pea. And then the last pea we're going to grow is sugar magnolia tendril peas. I love these peas. They're delicious, but I love them even more for the magnolia tendrils that they have. They just are whimsical and beautiful and kind of look like something out of a fairy tale. So that's a huge part of why I grow this variety of, are they snap peas? I think they're snap peas. Yeah, sugar snap peas. So that's all of the peas we're going to grow. I might be a little bit crazy, you guys, because I have drawn out the garden plan and I have dedicated 16 feet of trellis to growing peas. I hope that's not too much, not too crazy of a thing, but we're gonna give it a go. The next thing I'm planning on planting, I might be a little late for starting seeds myself. I'm gonna try, but if I need to, I can buy starts at the store. I have never successfully grown red cabbage before. And we love red cabbage. We love what's it called? Like barrel cabbage. If you've ever had that. When I was a little kid, we lived in Germany and it's like that sort of vinegary appley cabbage that's cooked. And so I would love to be able to make that from scratch here at home. But the one time I tried to plant red cabbages, we had a major cold snap that just killed all of my baby plants. So we're going to try it again. And then early golden acre cabbage is just a small green cabbage. It says they're round and compact and their heads average 2 to 3 pounds. So we're going to try and grow some of these as well. Now, this is new to me. We eat a ton of broccoli, and I've seen lots of people where I live talk about broccoli is really hit or miss here because the weather is just so unpredictable and we can get warm early. And so one of the things I read was that broccoli rabe, I think that's how you say it. Spring rapini is the other word on this. Can be really good in situations like we have here because it matures a lot faster and you get the little tiny broccoli heads. And so we're going to try this. And I'm hoping we love it and it'll be a staple in our spring garden. I don't know about you guys. I am not a big lover of beets in general. They definitely taste like dirt to me. And I know it's the geosmin in them, which is the chemical compound that makes the dirt smell when it rains. I actually love it when it rains and it smells like that, but I don't want that smell in my mouth. So we are going to grow beets because my mom really loves pickled beets. And so for that purpose, I have Cylindra beets. I'm pretty sure I was watching Little Mountain Ranch and she grew these. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And she grew these and they are nice and long and they sliced up into really beautiful discs for making pickled beets. And so I thought these would be fantastic because that is how my mom really wants beets. I have this seed pack here that I had gotten at the store. I think I got it like a year ago and then I never planted them. But I thought it would be worth trying because it is a variety of different kinds of beets. It's got golden beets, it's got deep red beets, it's got they're just calling them candy stripe, but I'm pretty sure that they're the Chioggia is how you say it beets. And I thought for my own purposes, having a bunch of different beets to try and see if I liked any of them better would be a good option. And so we're going to try growing these. And then I have read repeatedly that golden beets have less geosmin, and so they taste less like dirt. And so they're worth a try, and we're going to try them. If I don't like them, I don't like them, but there's only one way to find out. And golden beets are not something you just walk into the grocery store and find. So we're going to grow them. The last 2 seeds I have a pack of American flag leek seeds. I am going to be really straightforward with you guys and tell you, I don't know if these are going to germinate because they say packed for 22. And I just never got around to trying to plant them. And I've read that seeds in the allium family go bad pretty quickly compared to other seeds, and they don't tend to last from year to year. So these might not germinate for me, but we are definitely going to give them a try because I love leeks. And in the past, I have bought, like, Bonnie Plants will have a cup that they have sowed like hundreds of leek seeds in. One year that actually worked for me, but the last 2 times I tried, they did not have those available until it was really hot here. And the leeks just did not transplant well at all. They died after a couple of days. It didn't matter that I was going out and watering them multiple times a day. It was just not, they just couldn't handle the heat. So we're going to try them from seed and see if we can get them in the ground faster. And then finally, the last seed I have is a pelleted carrot seed from Johnny Seeds. These are called Bolero carrots. I watch Acre Homestead. I'm sure a whole lot of you do. And I've been watching her use her carrots, and I really like how these carrots are blunt on the end and they're fairly uniform the whole length of the carrot. And so I thought they would be worth trying. I'm going to try something new for me with the carrots. I actually saw Becky on Acre Homestead do this, and then I did some research on it because I was trying to figure out if it would work here. Alabama and the Pacific Northwest, we have very different growing conditions, but she interplants her onions and her carrots, and she had gorgeous harvests of both. And I was reading that that's actually really great for pests because the onion smell helps deter carrot flies. And so that is going to be my goal this year. I also think onions really don't like it weedy. And so having the carrots in the ground and their carrot tops should hopefully prevent the weeds from growing and help the onions grow better. So that is all of my seeds. I do still need to go buy onion starts. I've ordered them in the past from Dixondale Farms, and they're wonderful. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have anything negative to say about Dixondale Farms, but we live in a world where, you know, things are expensive, and it's much more economical for me to just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy the onion sets. I don't know if they're technically considered sets. They're the little plants that have like the tiny little bulb and the green on the top. But much more economical for me to go buy them from Lowe's and Home Depot. You get a bundle. I think they have about 50 onions in each. And last year I bought them from Lowe's and they worked really well for me. I got a red onion, a sweet yellow, and a white onion. And so that's my plan again this year is I'm going to go get them from Lowe's. And what else? Oh, so I'm also going to plant potatoes. I spent years not eating potatoes except very, very occasionally because I have a skin condition that potatoes flare up. But I sort of pushed it a little farther with the potatoes, specifically yellow potatoes, and found out that for some reason, unbeknownst to me, I don't know why, I actually handle yellow potatoes really well. So we're going to try planting potatoes for the first time. So the spring garden is going to be really full and it's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to get out there and start getting stuff in the ground. And I hope you guys will come along with me for the planting and building the new part of our garden. And you can laugh at us when we build our greenhouse. We're probably going to look really silly doing that, but it's all very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to this gardening year. So yeah, please join me. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.